The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good.
Hi, Tom.
How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico de Haan and Paige Clarke.
Good morning. I am Paige Clarke, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced and natural wild world.
To recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms. And I'm Nico de Haan.
Nico, it is a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater, crisp and clear, 54 degrees. Please subscribe to our Health Signals newsletter. People love our newsletter, news you can use twice a month, $10 a month, gets it in your inbox.
Yeah, let me get
all
to
kinds
it.
of clickable links.
There's a great article here about red meat to be replaced, or real meat to be replaced by the plant-based foods. It's an interesting read, but there's a lot of good stuff in this Health Signals newsletter, so pick it up. I have a new one I'm working on right now.
That's right, and pick up some of our Primal Edge. Cell-ready nutrition delivered to your cells with the power of fulvic and humic acids, nature's miracle molecule that truly helps you get the good stuff in.
And lets the bad stuff get out of your body.
That's
And we
right.
need that.
So we're
what's on
taking
the
your
agenda?
calls. If you're up and at it,
877
give us a call, 877.
927-6648.
That's right. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit, Nico. We're into the holidays,
Yep.
and there's the holiday parties. And the holidays are a wonderful time, and for so many people, it's a stressful time, too.
That's
Good,
true.
bad, ugly, whatever, it's the truth.
Well, it's
And-
stressful because you're receiving presents, giving presents, shopping, trying to get stuff within your budget. Food plays a huge role in the holidays.
It sure does. And we're going to talk a little bit today about how you can have a couple of steps from Nora Good Goddess of Primal Body, Primal Mind, 9 steps to balance your blood sugar so you can improve your mood and brain health, because we certainly know that we're attending these holiday parties, maybe imbibing in a few more things that we don't usually do.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a little track to run on to kind of set your mind at ease to say, okay, if I do these things, I'm going to be a lot better about that food. I'm not going to spike my insulin, and I won't have those sleepless nights and worrying about things.
Yeah,
And you won't
and
overdo
that's
it.
the truth. When blood sugar's out of whack, that's when fear, worry, and these kind of things come about.
Yeah.
And then after we cover this, I'm going to talk a little bit about, because again, Nora really presents the counterbalance argument about don't fear fat.
Right.
We'll go. I want to touch on some tips for healthy heart nutrition from Dr. Steven Sinatra, who kind of was one of the first cardiologists to come out and say, don't fear fat, and statins aren't good. Kind of go against the traditional cardiology
Right.
paradigm. And then, again, same thing that's going on at Christmas. It can be a happy time for so many, but for so many other people, it's a time of sadness, of loss of loved ones. And we're going to talk a little bit about the research of brilliant Dr. Kelly Brogan of is fear. How does fear affect us? And she's been very outspoken as a psychiatrist that much of these pharmaceutical drugs are a Band-Aid and create a real nightmare when people try to get off of them. And the holidays, guys, is an extra special hard time to make changes. So we're going to go with that. So let's talk about balancing blood sugar.
Yeah, just while you said that, it sprung to mind that my family, my father and my mother and my sister all died during the holiday season. Around that time, just before Thanksgiving, just after Christmas, just entering the new year. That's when my parents died, and that's when my sister died in that time frame. So
sort of in the back of your mind, it's a sad time.
It's always there, so that's there, and because the holidays are such a traditional family thing, for me, it's not the religious aspect. It's more of getting together with friends and family. And the family's pretty much gone except for my extended
Right.
family, which come from me. So
Yeah, you're kind of the patriarch now.
I am now the patriarch, yeah, and that's a burden I accept readily. Because I like that feeling. It kind of gives me a little bit more power in my own mind that my dad gave me, and my mother and my sister, of course, too. But it's a time of year that's very special to me because of that. And now, because they're not there, my wife and I are kind of looking, what do we do this year? It's not exactly the same because we always knew what we were going to do, and now we don't. So, yeah. That puts you in a different mood, and for me, it makes me thankful, of course, that I'm still here, and thankful for all the years I had with these people and what they gave me. So I always want to try to look at the bright side of things.
Right.
But that's always there.
I know. It's
Yeah.
a tough time for me,
Yeah.
too. So keep your blood sugar balanced, guys, because no matter what's going on, you're going to feel better with a healthier blood sugar. So let's talk about some of these 9 steps that can really help you balance that. Number 1, not a surprise here on this show, is eat good fat.
Especially if you're talking about Nora Gagatas.
That's right.
Primal in my mind, and for me, that's exactly the right. So when you're at those office parties or at a dinner, or whether you're fixing something yourself, I really like to think about the good fat that I'm putting in. So I know that's there, first of all, because that's going to protect me.
Absolutely.
That's the protection.
The food industry has bamboozled us when they influenced researchers to produce studies blaming fat for cholesterol problems and weight gain. And, Dr. Paul Dudley Witt, who was the personal physician to Dwight Eisenhower, author of the first medical textbook on coronary heart disease, watched coronary thrombosis go from obscurity in 1911. You guys have heard me talk about this. The guy that produced the electrocardiogram went to Harvard, and Harvard laughed at him and said, hey, there's no use for this. There's no such thing as heart disease. Truly, folks, if you were alive in 1911, it really was a very rare occasion.
Yeah.
But now it just has snowballed. So
starting about in the 1950s is when this started coming about.
it became the leading cause of death by
Right.
the 1950s.
And you can see that between 1911 and 1950, how the food changed. This is when cereals became prominent in America.
Well, here you go. This doctor, Dudley Witt, said in his observation it was not the consumption of animal proteins or healthy fats that created the problem. He felt that the only thing that had changed in this time was the increase in dietary sugar and bad fats, refined vegetable oils. And I'm going to just go out on a little limb. I want to just put this point out there.
Okay.
The whole Ray Peat school is healthy fats, but then they break it down, and even the fats a lot of people think are healthy, like all the nut oils and
Right.
nuts. In the Ray
Flaxseed.
Peat world, these are not healthy.
No.
Well, because they're PUFAs.
Yep.
Even though they seem like they're healthy, and actually Ray Peat is a fan of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
He says as long as you're not eating the bad fat. So really, if we
Remember
really...
that story you told weeks ago about the guy who ate meat and sugar and was healthy?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Right.
so it's very interesting.
So
very
it's
interesting.
these vegetable oils that we always
Damaged
talk about,
fats.
the damaged fat and the dietary sugar. Remember dietary sugar. Now, all the sugar in America usually comes from either the beets or the sugar cane. Both of these now are GMOs.
Right.
So all the sugar is GMO now, folks.
Mm-hmm.
So now we don't even have the natural sugar anymore, and that's why Paige and I always say if you're going to go for some type of sweetness, you go for the honey.
That's right, honey. And right now, honey, we've got to take a little break.
Okay.
So our timer's going on. So make sure you pick up the Health Signals newsletter. This is good stuff, guys. We collate information all across the web so you can stay prime on primal information.
Yeah, and I got a message from my eldest granddaughter I wanted to go over.
Yeah, let's
briefly.
talk about that when we get back.
And so we'll be right back, folks. Pick up some Primal Edge while you're at the break. It's a good time
Be
to
right
do
back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And welcome back. Before we go on, I wanted to acknowledge my granddaughter, my eldest granddaughter, Shannon.
Hi.
She said, "Hi, Grandpa," this morning. She says, "Wonder if you have any podcasts on vaccines and your opinion and knowledge about them. There's so much information all over the place. I'm becoming a bit overwhelmed." And I sent her a link to the podcast from
Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, who is a very well-respected medical doctor.
Definitely.
Who's an expert.
But I know you have information also that you'll send me about.
I sure do, and we're going to talk more about that because, folks, in fact, speaking of Sherry Tenpenny, I watched her on another podcast, different than the one you have there, highlighting the push towards, if you think vaccines don't impact you because you don't have kids or whatever, they are, because the push is going to be for mandatory adult vaccination. And, it's amazing how all of a sudden people who aren't worried about these children that are being victimized with this, all of a sudden when it might mean that you have to get vaccinated, all of a sudden they're interested.
Yeah.
So it concerns all of us, and we really need to be concerned about our children. We're going to be talking about vaccines. We'll have some experts on here. We'll present you information about the alternatives to building and educating the immune system through homoprophylaxis. And I can help people get connected with that. I'll be coaching people remotely with that, with some other people. So it's all good.
Yep.
It's confusing, but it's well worth your time to get educated.
I agree. Yeah. And so I just want to acknowledge that.
Nothing more precious than our children and making the right decision.
That's for sure. And she has three beautiful children, and we want them to be healthy and want to have the best chance for health in the future, for sure.
Well, my grandchildren, of course, I vaccinated all my kids because I didn't know any better.
Right.
But now that I know better, when you know better, you do better.
That's exactly right.
I tried very hard to encourage my daughter to get herself educated, and both of my grandchildren are, they're 3 and 1, and we have not vaccinated them. They're extremely healthy. They don't get ear infections, they don't get all these things. And I think that it's really powerful and how fast they snap back from something.
Yeah, well,
So,
they're very resilient, that's
I
for
have
sure.
a real passion. I wish that I could do nothing but just meet with young mamas and daddies and help them. We don't teach them how to eat the right foods, you know, they're preparing for pregnancy. And that's one of my visions. It's on my vision board for next year is to find a way to create, you know, maybe some programs that's free information for these people that really need it.
Yep.
They're producing our next generation. So
Okay.
let's go back.
Let's go back to the 9
ways.
steps for balancing your blood sugar, improving your mood, and your brain health from Primal Body, Primal Mind. So we talked about the good fats, but avoiding the bad fats is the primal thing to do here.
And I like it that she highlights what are the best fats, you know, and I just mentioned a lot of people are running around, you know, eating almond oil and a lot of these PUFAs, you know, and they really are not. And in restaurants, they're damaged. And a lot of the food is cooked in polyunsaturated fatty acids that become damaged with heat.
Well, those damages are there all day and all night, and usually maybe they strain some of those fats when they're deep frying things, but they're all usually soy or rapeseed.
Cottonseed, I mean, it's awful. I mean, they're horrible things.
Horrible things.
And so some of the best fats that you can eat are organic grass-fed, pasture-fed animals like duck fat, chicken fat, lard, beef tallow, buffalo tallow, grass-fed, organic cultured ghee, and butter. You know, virgin olive oil and coconut oil are wonderful as well and are unrefined. Remember, olive oil is not really high in PUFA. It's very low. It's actually a monosaturated fat.
Yeah.
So, but for other plant fats, look for unrefined on the label. Number 2.
Yeah, the reason they use refined, when they refine it, they can stand the heat a little bit more, but it does change the molecules in them, and because it changes it to apply more heat, they're already rancid.
That, you got it. I just think we have to be very careful. Our fat choices are prime, and our ancestors knew this. They prized the fat.
Well,
Number
not
2,
only did they know that, Paige, this stuff wasn't available.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was an automatic thing. They didn't have it.
Yeah, they didn't have it as a choice. That's a
That's
really
right.
good point.
Yep.
So number 2 is to avoid the bad fats. And just to clarify, what are some of these bad fats? Give us an idea, Nico.
Well, first thing is we think of as trans fat, the ones that are
refined oils.
refined oils, the ones that are made into solids. Those are the worst ones.
Right. And what happened in the turn of the century, 1920s? Crisco.
Yep.
Solid hydrogenated fat. And what happened then?
Well,
Heart disease went up.
Not only that, that's when the cookbooks all came out. All these cookbooks about pastries and baking and everything came out that. Before that, you very seldom will see any kind of cookbook on cooking anything with wheat or flour or anything like that.
Yes, it's kind of interesting to go to a bookstore and find old cookbooks.
Yeah, you go to the mid-1800s, you won't find it. You go to the 1600s, it's all about the meat. We've changed the way we eat.
I agree. So go over those fats just to really
Okay,
drive
so we
it home.
got the refined oils like vegetable oils, corn oil, canola oil. Remember, there is no
Soy
vegetable
oil.
oil. You don't
Right.
see broccoli oil.
Right.
Right. And it also includes the fats from factory farmed conventional animal.
These fats damage your heart, the liver, the body, the brain, your whole body.
Yeah, and the GMOs, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And those are most of those in there.
So number 3, you're going to avoid sugar.
Yeah, sugar and carbs are instigators of insulin production and glycation. Remember glycation, the sticky mess from those leftover proteins because our proteins these days aren't complete. The body kind of throws some of them aside because it can't use them anymore. It only uses the complete run. If you're building a fingernail or a heart or something, it uses those things. But when it doesn't use it, it throws it out. Then the sugar combines and sticks with it, and that's what causes your heart disease.
And more or less that reduces longevity. Now let's counterpoint, because we know believe this. In the Ray Peat world, Peatitarians are not so upset about sugar. They're just absolutely against the PUFAs.
Yeah, but
so
when you-
really most sugar combines. What's a donut? Damaged fat and sugar.
That's right.
So really, if you can...
If you just had a teaspoon of sugar, it's no problem. Put it in your coffee or tea.
But it's,
that is not the problem.
combined with the fats. So there you go.
And the bad fats. And usually
Yeah.
that's the way it is. A donut it has no good properties in it whatsoever. Same with bread. It really doesn't have anything good. If you took that bread, the flour, and then used it as our ancient ancestors did, where they fermented it, let it sour a little bit, and then used it, then you've taken out about half of that bad stuff out. So it's better for you? Not great.
Yeah, see,
but
Nora
better.
is extremely on this one side. She thinks that any sugar, refined sugar, high fructose, which we can agree, artificial sweeteners such as agave, she says that's one of the worst because of its high content in fructose, because she says the fructose in fruits is 20 to 30 times more glycating or damaging to your body than glucose by itself.
Yeah.
So if you want some occasional fruit, some berries might be a good option. Again, we
in
know that-
season.
Yeah, in season and as a little treat, because that's the way they would find it.
Yeah.
Now, on the other flip side, Peatarian roll, could you have some of those fruits if you had them in isolation without any trans fats, bad fats? So,
Sure. The problem is when you make it a staple, you go to the Dunkin' Donuts and start your day with this, and then coffee with a sugar sweetener that's
and you're therefore
low.
getting inadequate protein,
Yeah,
and that's
so
what's
you're
missing.
starting your day off on the wrong foot, and that's going to just douse it for the day. Then you're kind of hooked into the whole spectrum of gotta eat my carbs.
Nora's tip number 4 is to avoid carbs, including the grains, legumes, and starchy vegetables. Nora's position is there is no established dietary need for utilizing carbohydrates, any carb that isn't fiber, and we can use proteins and fats to produce all the nutrients the body needs that could come from utilizable carbohydrates.
Yep.
This is true.
While some experts feel that we need carbohydrates to produce the serotonin to feel happy and get some sleep, Nora suggests that's not required for serotonin.
And then you got Ray Peatarian work that says serotonin is part of the stress cascade.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm just telling you, when you go down the rabbit hole, there's a lot of information to learn. Really, ultimately, it's testing it on yourself. Be right back.
That's right.
We'd like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tips for you to keep you healthy through the holiday season. And while some experts feel that we need carbohydrates to produce serotonin, the feel-good happiness hormone, and melatonin, the sleep hormone, you've learned, if you're tuned in here, that that's just not so. Actually, we know light influences these more. You need to get outside and get some sunlight, particularly in the early morning. But Nora suggests that it's not required for serotonin. So if you're relying on carbohydrates to jack up serotonin, which is temporary and may actually be part of the stress cascade, these grains and legume-heavy diets ultimately don't support your healthy, happy hormone production, and they tend to actually be tryptophan-poor diets binding. We know that these legumes and so forth can bind a lot of nutrition in the gut.
To bind it up and take it out, and then you can't use it. So you can't utilize
That's
it.
right.
That's
Number,
the real important
number
part.
5, she says, is go organic. Well, we encourage people to go organic. And when you follow the kind of lifestyle that we're following, a primal lifestyle, and you're getting back to a return to real food, buying organic is not as expensive because you're not filling your cart with those boxes, bags, packaged cans of cookies and cakes and crackers.
That's a good point. And when we say organic, what we're talking about, we don't want our anything that we're eating sprayed with pesticides. That's number one. We don't want them GMO because then the pesticide is actually inside the plant. We don't want to use chemical fertilizers. We want to use natural fulvic and humic acid types of nutrition for the plants.
That's right, to get the minerals that we're found in pristine soils.
Yeah, and on top of that, we really don't want these glyphosate types of things used at all because they disrupt so much of our lives. So
that's right.
That's the
and number
reason.
7, consume organic grass or pasture
Well, let's
or
go to
wild.
6. 6 is healthy.
Heal the leaky gut.
Heal your
Okay.
leaky gut, and this is something that's personal with me because all through my life I had the leaky gut.
Honestly,
not
what's to
knowing it.
diagnose, Nico? The truth is the whole
Most of
world
us.
has a leaky gut
Probably
as a
so.
result of the pesticides and the damaging foods.
Yeah. So starting to heal that is going from number 1 to number 5. And number 6 is the healing the gut. So by doing those first 5 steps, you start to heal that
So
gut.
what's the number 1 thing to help heal your leaky gut? Bone broth.
Yeah,
I
I guess
answered
that's probably true, yeah.
Oh, it is.
Soups and...
Yeah, the bone broth is incredible for helping you heal your leaky gut because of the healthy fats in the bone broth, chelating the natural minerals that help you absorb them, make it easy on digestion, and it's high in the
Glutathione.
the glutamine, which helps to
Glutamine, excuse me.
rebuild the gut lining. So,
And your amino acids play a role in that too, of course.
well, that's amino acids,
yeah.
so there you go.
Okay.
So we want to consume organic grass and pasture-raised animals. We've shared this with you. Be picky about your food sources, folks. Eat less food, eat higher quality food, and you're going to be more satisfied, and you're going to be healthier.
So the meat that you choose has to say grass-fed or pasture-raised on it. It can't be just organic because organic means that maybe they're out there eating some of the organic food, but that's food that's given to them. If you go out and let them just roam and get the grass, they know exactly what to eat. We said in our last show that animals instinctively know exactly what to eat, and we seem to be the only species that is very confused about it. Therefore, we have those hundreds of different diets that we talked about.
I like what Nora says. Instead of expensive and popular muscle meats like a fillet or even a ribeye or the breast of something, which are actually less nutritious, choose the cheaper cuts. Choose the shank, the legs, and the thighs.
Yeah.
And these meats have more nutrients and allow you to eat more nose to tail, reducing waste. So obviously, organ meats are the treasured spots for a lot of the nutrition required to keep humans healthy and to make healthy new humans.
One of the cuts I got last week, I haven't cooked it yet. I got a couple of pieces of skirt steak that was grass-fed from...
Argentina or something, South America?
No, it's from America,
Oh.
and Earth Fare was selling it, and it was, in fact, the local from Florida, so that was cool, too. But I've never fixed it, but I know I've been very many places that fixes good skirt steak, and that fatty, gristly type of steak is just so good. I love the taste of it. It's just Anyway, I'm going to be
And then
fixing
number
that this
8,
weekend.
we want to reconsider statins.
Yeah.
And we're going to jump over to Dr. Steven Sinatra. As I said, he's one of the first things about Dr. Sinatra is as soon as he sees a patient, particularly a woman, if they're on statins, he immediately removes them. But we'll talk about that. But as Nora says, cholesterol is not bad. Let's get this out of our head. When
Yeah,
cholesterol
and-
shows up in your body, it's there to help put out the fire, to quell the inflammation that's running wild in your body.
Yeah, and the inflammation is really the cause. It's caused by what you're eating most of
And,
the time.
and sugar and damaged fats. Guys, I'm going to come back to you and tell you, if I had to tell people what's the one food to eliminate, I think it's the damaged fats, the
Yeah.
polyunsaturated fats, the damaged fats. There's just the processing of these is just so hard.
Got to go back to what Grandma and Grandpa used to use back on the stove. It was always sitting there, the little lard or tallow that was sitting there. So, number 9.
Yeah. Number 9 is crush your cravings by turning your body into a primal fat-burning machine. And I
Yeah.
think this is huge. And the reason I like what we've been teaching people to do is, I think, as David Dubine from Adapt 2030 has told us, our economy is changing, and there's going to be a crazy change in our economy, but our weather is changing even faster. It's going to make our heads spin. And, why is that a concern? Because it's going to impact our food supply and our ability to get good food, our ability to eat the right kinds of food. Folks, start making sure your body is an efficient fuel burner.
Yeah, so the more your body gets used to using fat as a source of fuel, the less you're going to find yourself needing to snack. You may find that you have less cravings, that you sleep a lot easier without waking up due to the low blood sugar. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're craving orange juice or something like that, that's the sign of that sugar spike.
That's right. So I wanted to just, highlight that a lot of this come from the tips of Nora's new program that's called the Primal Restoration Program. I'm doing this along with my daughter. I just adore Nora. We've had her on the show. She's a wealth of information and such a passionate advocate for being healthy and getting to the truth, and what a great researcher. So check out primalrestoration.com. Join us. It's a great program. And while we're at it, I want to switch on over then. So we talked a little bit, we touched how, heart health is involved. And I want to make a quick shout out to Matt. Matt said he didn't know about bone broth. That's awesome. Well, Matt, I'm telling you, you're there. It's cold. If you make some bone broth, and just think about the French. The French paradox. They talk about how healthy the French are. What do you see? The French always have a copper pot, by the way, of bone broth simmering in a cup. They grab a cup before every meal. So they're getting those healing, healthy amino acids to re-heal the gut. So good, get it going there. So Dr. Sinatra.
What was that other doctor he always paired himself with in those podcasts? There was 2 of them.
He's a PhD, just because you asked me. He's a nutritionalist, and he's brilliant.
Yeah,
and they
were
wrote
the first
book
one
together, The Cholesterol Myth.
That's right, and I saw the podcast.
Johnny
about that.
Bowden.
Johnny Bowden, that's
Yeah,
right.
Johnny's super. You got to take a look at Johnny Bowden. He's like you. He's like somewhere in his 70s, and he looks great.
Yeah,
he's in great shape, and so he does what he preaches. But I love Dr. Sinatra. He was one of the first cardiologists who basically said, I ain't buying this stuff anymore. I'm going to do with my patients what's the truth.
Yeah.
I like people who present the truth. We're going to give you some tips from Dr. Steven Sinatra on heart-healthy nutrition. And we'll keep that heart happy and healthy through the holidays. So stick with us.
Stick around, folks. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. This Sinatra guy, Dr. Steven Sinatra, he suggests that the most powerful nutrient you could take for heart health, hands down, is CoQ10.
Guess where you get CoQ10?
From your meats and your
Animal
fish.
foods.
And,
That's right, right. And in fact, he said that if CoQ10 was a medication, pharmaceutical companies would be racing each other to get the patent.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't patent it, guys. This is real food, the power of real food. So time to return to the power of real food. It's literally that powerful for preventing and treating or reversing heart disease. And yet many cardiologists still don't know what CoQ10 is. And you know what pisses me off is that doctors in this country blindly put people on statins. And guess what statins do? They block the path for producing CoQ10.
Wow.
So
Wow.
All drugs do two things.
Mm-hmm.
They block enzyme reactions. They stop enzyme reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Enzymes are the power to do work, and they block cell receptors.
Yeah. So this is
Not too bright.
This is the masking of the problem that you have. It covers it up so you feel good for a little while, and then slowly it gets worse, and then you have to take the medicine again, and sooner or later it doesn't work anymore.
That's right. And so, guys, when we're talking about nutritional components, Nico and I are not here trying to push supplements on you. We're trying to try to get to a return of real food so you can get your food naturally. To that end, unfortunately, because of our processes, many foods don't have these things, and your best source is pristine sources of these. But let's go on. What is CoQ10, Nico?
Well, CoQ10 is an essential nutrient that resides in your mitochondria.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
The little energy factories that we have inside each of our cells. It's the catalyst that sparks the production of ATP, which is the body's energy. One thing he says here, your body needs an incredible amount of energy. It's one of the few organs in your body that must work around the clock without resting.
And where do you get your mitochondria from?
From your mother?
Your mama.
Yeah.
That's right. Your mama helps you, So we're finding out more and more that it's not our DNA genes that control our destiny, but our mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, and he says that's why anything that decreases your CoQ10
Yes.
will impair heart and affect. And like you said, the statins are the things that block the introduction of CoQ10.
They're mitochondrial toxins.
So even if
period.
you're taking CoQ10 in your food or as a supplement, the statin is going to stop that. So anything that you're doing health-wise is going to be stopped by your statins.
You know, the first thing that Steven Sinatra does with statins is he stops them. He stops statins.
Right.
And if for some reason you haven't been able to let go, or a loved one of yours is still in fear, remember, fear sells, and stays on these dangerous statin drugs, God forbid, put them on CoQ10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the more energy is the biggest benefit of CoQ10, and many of them find that once they supplement CoQ10, perhaps because they're not eating the right foods, they literally feel 10 years younger. Who doesn't like that?
And there's a misconception is as you grow older, you get tired, and this is kind of a natural reaction to the statins and to those vegetable oils that we talk about, to the GMOs. These are natural reactions that your body has to taking those things, so they stop the health that you're trying to get.
That's
So,
exactly
you know,
right.
all this stuff that you're going to the grocery store, you're getting your organic, you're getting your pasture-fed, and then you come across and you're taking statins because your doctor says this is the thing to do after 55.
It's crazy. And
it's
CoQ10 is
nothing.
the true miracle for patients who have serious heart conditions. They'll feel so much better. You know, people who have heart failure, over the years, many of his patients have had heart failure, and then they took CoQ10 and they showed improvement in their body's ejection fraction, which is the percentage, that's the amount of blood that leaves your heart with each heartbeat contraction. The better your ejection fraction, the better your heart is working. But I just got to interject my own little things.
Okay.
Like Dr. Cowan and everything, what we know is the heart is not the pump. So
Right.
my question is, let's talk about what ejection fraction is. Is it strengthening the heart, or is it strengthening the electrical signal? Because we know it's actually the small vessels down in the microcapillaries that really move our blood. So
Yeah,
just connecting dots, guys.
And
So let's talk about some benefits of it.
well, the benefit, first thing that CoQ10 does, it lowers your blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's pretty much says it all for me. That's
Well,
the first thing it does. While the exact mechanism of action is unknown, the scientists suggest that CoQ10 benefits blood pressure by improving cell health and making the cells less
Typically
vulnerable to
decreases the systolic, the top number, but it can take up to 4 to 6 weeks to kind of build that blood level and see a difference. And they don't really know what the action is of how it actually lowers this blood pressure number, but suggests that it benefits by improving that cell health and kind of relaxes the vessels so they're not so constricted.
And remember, we've been told for 50 years that fat is bad, and here we have a fat and soluble
Fat-soluble nutrient.
that we've been told not to take. You know, we've been told as a supplement to take it, but we've still been told generally to get this fat out of our lives.
And if you're taking the Primal Edge, you got 50 micrograms of cell ready. So what I like to point out is we're using the active form in the Primal Edge, and it's liquid, and it's you know,
it's a natural
micronized,
form. Yeah.
so it's fully absorbable.
Yeah, it's not dried out like you have in those capsules.
Right.
It's there.
Excuse me.
It's protected with the liquid. It's protected because the packaging is right, and it's protected because everything in our Primal Edge is organic and cell ready and ready to work for you. And that's why people feel it so
That's right.
much.
Hey, you know what? The other thing that CoQ10 does is it tends to calm down cardiac arrhythmias. Kind of puts the heart back into a normal pattern. Heart palpitations used to be one of the top conditions that brought people into Dr. Sinatra's cardiac practice. And the good news is that he's been able to have that go away when he puts people on CoQ10. How simple. Or tells them to eat more healthy animal foods.
And
that
we're
are
also told
CoQ10
in a
rich.
sense that those little palpitations aren't really a problem until it gets worse.
This is bolded, and it ties back to what I said on that last paragraph. CoQ10 helps arrhythmias by helping to stabilize the membranes of the electrical conduction system in your body. The membranes are the outer cell membranes, and that's exactly what I was saying. If the membranes or the movement, the electrical conduction is improved. Is it the pump? Or is it the conductance?
So if all those little capillaries are working the right way, the so-called pump is going to be...
And if the cells are healthy and the cell membrane potential, that's what fulvic humic, one of the reasons we wanted to use fulvic humic in the Primal Edge, and I'm not trying to sales pump here, I'm just trying to educate you. The reason we chose it is its ability to create maximum cell membrane potential. You look at someone before they take Primal Edge, and maybe they've got rouleau, where the blood cells are sticky. The cell membranes don't have their electrical potential. Okay, they're damaged. It's kind of positive. You take some Primal Edge, you've got those minerals, then you look at that blood under a microscope, the cells are going to have space and they're going to be moving and flowing. It's a real
nice
powerful
description.
picture.
I like the way you said that. Okay, the other thing it does reduces symptoms of mitral
valve prolapse. And that's what
which is
most
it?
doctors prescribe beta blockers for.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can be effective, especially pronounced symptoms. They don't work for everyone and can cause unwanted side effects. So here we have drugs we're taking, and of course, statins is part of this whole thing, that you do have side effects from these things.
That's right.
My wife felt the muscles getting weaker in her body because of the statins, and when she went off of it, it changed within a couple of weeks.
That's right. That's right.
So
Boy, this was a short segment, so we're going to get right back.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you pick up some of our Primal Edge, guys. We wanted to create something that would make it easy for you with a one-shot wonder to stay healthy, kind of cover a lot of bases. You can get it delivered to your house, and you can support our show. So we hope you jump in on that and feel better. Be right back after this break.
Right.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit tfnn.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors.
So how do we know if we get enough of this CoQ10?
Well, there's a lot of little markers that that we can use to see that our heart is staying healthier, and really, Do you have enough? Your body makes CoQ10 in every single cell of your body, especially your liver. So you want to love your liver. Remember, there's a lot going on in the liver, I'm going to tell you.
It's also, research has shown that CoQ10 levels decline with age. After age 40, your body produces less of the CoQ10. By the age 70, you're just producing a fraction. Ooh, that's where I'm at.
So let's figure out, is the diseases of aging related to the aging, or is it related to not having sufficient energy?
Well, it's related to not having the proper food, because as you get older, people tend to eat more carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much that's been shown, and I see it in the people that are my age.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because so many older people say, I just don't want to eat meat anymore. Well, that's because they can't digest disinfectant.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't digest. They've got a depletion of enzymes. Why do they have a depletion of enzyme? They got a leaky gut. Remember what I said? Yeah. Enzymes are the power to do work. They no longer produce the digestive enzymes. They can't break it down, so they feel uncomfortable, so they avoid it. And that's exactly what they need. That's why you and I like Dr. Minkoff's perfect aminos.
Yeah, and it has something to do with teeth. As you get older, your teeth aren't as good, so you're having a double time chewing stuff. Hey,
real quick before we go over these foods that help you get CoQ10, I want to show you... I loved this. Dr. Sinatra says that how he uses it. You know, I love a nutritional doctor. He treats congestive heart failure and angina. Listen to these statistics. Clinical studies have shown that after taking CoQ10 for 6 months, 87% of heart failure patients improve significantly. Do you have someone in your family that's suffering from heart failure? What about giving them what they need? See an 87% improvement after 6 months of building up this. And the other thing, reduces symptoms of angina. And he often recommends CoQ10 in combination with anti-anginal medications. But yeah, let's look at this chart here.
Yeah, so this is the food. Number one is salmon. Here you go. Your omega-3s are in there and everything.
And your sardines. Okay, again, low in the food chain. Mackerel.
These are all fatty fish.
This is interesting. Pork. Yep. Pork is a really high CoQ10 food.
This is why I use lard. And that's where it is.
And the chicken livers. And you know what? Let's say, you know, most people think of fried chicken livers or something. Get that fat, the healthy lards, not you know, these oils. Yeah, not cottonseed oil.
Beef heart. And this is something that probably most people have never eaten.
That's kind of a doctrine of signature.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, if we want to have a healthy heart, perhaps why did native cultures, you know, prize these foods that have it?
And it says it's difficult to get the full benefits of CoQ10 from foods alone.
That's because a lot of the way the animals are raised, right?
That and what you mentioned before, people's digestive system's all screwed up.
They can't break it down anymore. A lot of the people that need it most are the older people and their digestive system. That gets back to healing the gut. And, you know, what is the best forms of CoQ10 to take? You know, there's two forms, ubiquinol and ubiquinone. And a lot of people push the more expensive ubiquinol. But I love this. As a cardiologist who has studied the benefits of CoQ10 for more than 40 years, I have yet to find that ubiquinol, the more expensive one, is superior to ubiquinone. That's what I've found. I have clients, I put them on ubiquinone, a Whole Foods base from Premier, and they love it, and it's so much cheaper. We do have the fully reduced form in the Primal Edge, but we were able to put a lot of things in one thing. So take a look at again, this is a healthy fat-soluble vitamin, and I like to focus on vitamins A, D, E, and K, and CoQ10. So really, when you look at these powerhouses, these are the nutrients that we need to most supplement. These are the nutrients that we find repeatedly deficient, people deficient in these nutrients when they're sticking with a pure plant-based diet. It's just tough to get them all. Yep. But we hope you're going to stay healthy over the holiday season.
Well, we're trying to get you there, folks. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you on the next show.
Sure enough.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.